We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. I'm Shannon Lilly. It's 11 a.m. and here are today's top stories. A beam of light is shining over Gaza this morning as 13 Israeli hostages have been released and almost 40 Palestinian prisoners are soon to be. Topping Fox 45 News midday, what this means for both sides. Violence around Patterson Park, why the skyrocketing juvenile crime has residents calling for change. And this is considered the busiest travel time of the year between Thanksgiving and Christmas, what the high travel demand could mean for your wallet. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Continuing coverage this morning, Hamas has released the first batch of hostages under a ceasefire deal. 13 Israeli hostages, including 12 Thai national, have been released. Meanwhile, 29 Palestinian prisoners are soon to be released. A truce between the two sides went into effect this morning at 9 a.m. Under the deal, Israel will also cease its bombardment of Gaza for the next 4 days. President Biden says he's hopeful that American toddler Abigail Edan is among those freed. She is turning 4 years old today. Abigail would be returning to the U.S. as an orphan after Hamas killed her mother and father in that October 7th attack.
Hamas is playing a game of psychological warfare against the people of Israel and the people of the United States as well. They're trying to distract Israel from its strategic mission of eliminating Hamas.
According to a U.S. official, relatives of American hostages freed from Gaza will be contacted after the U.S. confirms their release and departure from Gaza. In the meantime, the deal also promising some relief to the 2.3 million Palestinians in Gaza. You're looking at aid trucks seen entering Gaza this morning. The UN is sending food, water, fuel, and everyday items as Palestinians in Gaza continue to grow desperate.
We look at these 4 very precious days as the chance to rebuild the possibilities of saving lives, more dignity, bringing more dignity to people, to kids, to children, to newborn, to women, to elderly who were not able to access the basic services over the last days.
This morning in a city in crisis, we're seeing the holiday weekend get off to a violent start. Police say a group of 4 teens went on the attack in Patterson Park on Wednesday night. At least one of them was armed. This is just the latest example of juvenile crime in the Patterson Park area. Earlier this month, a woman was assaulted and robbed in the Butchers Hill neighborhood. You can see that here. Police arrested 2 juveniles who were sent home just hours later. The skyrocketing juvenile crime has residents in that neighborhood and beyond calling for change. Olivia Dance is in Canton this morning with a closer look at what happened. Olivia?
Well, this morning, residents are on edge. In this most recent incident, a 13-year-old, 2 17-year-olds, and an 18-year-old were all arrested for robbing a victim at gunpoint near Patterson Park. Now, Fox 45 News obtained exclusive video of the victim giving police a description of those suspects.
The victim is claiming that the 4 juveniles, high schoolers, dressing all black, went towards the park. They utilized a handgun.
The 3 teens were taken to the Juvenile Justice Center, and the 18-year-old was taken to Central Booking. Now, this is just the latest incident, though, of juveniles robbing or assaulting people in the Patterson Park neighborhood. This video on your screen shows a woman assaulted and robbed in Patterson Park just after 9:30 earlier this month. The suspects, they're only 12 and 14 years old, stole her car keys and her neighbor running to her aid.
It's not safe for me. It's not safe for anybody.
The suspects, 12 and 14 years old, making off with her car keys.
I was kind of curled up in like a little ball, trying to protect my face from getting punched.
Her neighbor running to her aid.
That type of behavior is extreme.
Calling the recent robberies in the area greatly disturbing.
The behavior by the kids is outrageous. Like, we can't normalize, harming civilians on the street like this.
And so far this year, there have been 51 robberies in the Patterson Park area. For now, reporting in Canton, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
Well, the number of crimes committed by juveniles continues to skyrocket. In January, the Anne Arundel County Police Department released 7 pages of documents outlining crimes they say were committed by children too young to be prosecuted. Since then, Fox 45 News has heard from police, parents, and prosecutors frustrated with the state's juvenile crime laws.
I had no awareness that he was doing all these types of activities. I mean, something's got to give, because like I said, the rate he going, he not going to be here. The rate he keep going, he needs more discipline, more structure.
If you don't work on this immediately, and you say we're going to look at it in January, and we're going to ask the governor to sign it in April, May, or June, and it's effective in July or maybe October, the wake of victims is going to be tremendous.
They come in, we can't detain them. They're back in the community the next day. They get picked up for the second one. Can't detain them. They're back in the community again the next.
Now, Maryland's only Republican representative in Congress is joining those calling for change.
Tonight, she says she is fed up with juvenile crime.
It was almost overnight.
In the midst of this juvenile crime, pressure is mounting on lawmakers.
When lawmakers passed juvenile crime reforms, juvenile crime began to soar.
And when I look around the corner, the car was gone.
What started with children stealing cars
Actually found the child that was driving the car was an 11-year-old boy.
soon led to children assaulting neighbors and stealing cars. The 2 teens seen in this attack in Butchers Hill were arrested by city police and sent right back home 2 hours later.
I don't know what to do with him. At this point, I'm trying to get the help that he needs. Gotta keep working on him.
The new reforms prohibit children under 13 from being criminally prosecuted for nonviolent offenses.
A 13-year-old who commits a crime is just not going to jail.
Congressman Andy Harris says the new reforms are in desperate need of reform.
The drug dealers and the other violent criminals, they've figured it out. What you do is you get a 13-year-old to commit the crime for you, and no one's going to get punished.
In Baltimore City, the amount of crime committed by juveniles keeps soaring. Shootings up 36%, robberies up 90%, auto thefts up 200%.
Things that wasn't currently happening is starting to recently happen rapidly. So now it's getting out of control and out of place.
You got to safeguard everything that you got.
Should they call a special session?
Yes. Absolutely.
It's like, what more can you do? Y'all had a chance to stop it. It's too late.
Calls for a special session have fallen on deaf ears. Instead, lawmakers have scheduled a 3rd hearing next month to learn more about the problem without being prepared to fix it.
Unequivocally, the state is failing those children. And where are the holes that are causing these children to repeat offend?
This is a problem throughout the state. I hear it from sheriffs all throughout the 1st Congressional District. They are frustrated by the fact that they have to literally stand by and watch juveniles commit crimes being handcuffed by the state legislature.
Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store. Thanksgiving is over, but what do we do with the leftovers piled up in the refrigerator? Still ahead, the best ways to get creative in the kitchen and not let those Thanksgiving foods go to waste. Plus, former First Lady Rosalynn Carter passed away at the age of 99. Right after the break, more about when and where her services will take place and the outpouring of responses she's receiving on social media. Gas can be expensive, so if you're hitting the roads for holiday travel, head to Sheetz. Just ahead, how the national chain can help you save prices at the pump.
Hey everyone, time to get a first check on that forecast, and for the most part today, staying dry. Just a few fair weather clouds coming in for our Black Friday around here. Temperatures warming up pretty nicely from the 40s to the low 50s at the end of the day. However, there is some colder air to our north and west marching in our direction, so enjoy the low 50s we'll find this afternoon, because starting tonight, temperatures are really falling off. We'll detail that 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
of them. Now taking a look at your social stream. President Biden and Vice President Harris will attend services for former First Lady Rosalind Carter next week. They'll be joined by their spouses on Tuesday in Atlanta. Carter died Sunday at age 96. Services will begin on Monday, and her funeral will be on Wednesday. Rosalind and Jimmy were married for 77 years. The 99-year-old former president has been in hospice since February. Now, reaction has been pouring in on social media. We have a statement here from former President Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Their full statement listed here, but then Bill Clinton also tweeting, Rosalind Carter was the embodiment of a life lived with purpose. Mine and Hillary's full statement, and he references it there. This user saying Rosalind Carter was a true inspiration and one of the most remarkable women in public service. We are so thankful for her life and legacy and send our deepest condolences to her family and her friends. The two people killed in that fiery crash this week near the U.S.-Canada border are from Western New York. The couple, Kurt and Monica Villani, were driving a Bentley that wrecked on the U.S. side of the Rainbow Bridge. No cause is known yet, but the FBI has ended its investigation into the crash, finding no link to terrorism. Sheetz customers can get a huge deal on gas now through Monday. The Mid-Atlantic to Northeast gas station and convenience chain is reducing its price of unleaded 88 gas to $1.99 per gallon this week. That's more than $1 in savings per gallon for many shoppers. The national average for unleaded gas is close to $3.30. Customers can find the cheaper gas options at 422 Sheetz locations in Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina, West Virginia, and Virginia. Too bad Maryland's not on there. We have this person saying we can go farther and see families, so thankful. Must be nice. I miss Sheetz. Well, the Treasury Department says the rise in AI is helping scammers with malicious phishing attacks. Still ahead, what they recommend when doing your online holiday shopping.
From high gas prices to airport disruptions, it's been a roller coaster few years of travel. I'm Atrell Nashar with what you can expect for the rest of this holiday season.
Well, according to AAA, more than 55 million Americans are expected to travel this long holiday weekend. After a rocky period following the pandemic, airport conditions and gas prices have improved, but there are still factors that could disrupt plans. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar takes a look at what's in store for the holidays.
This holiday season will be one of high demand and high prices. Almost half of Americans are expected to travel between Thanksgiving and mid-January, and in ways that resemble life before the pandemic.
That's up from about 31% last year. So certainly feels like
pre-COVID travel patterns.
One difference is the impact remote work has on the ability to travel, allowing for longer trips if you're able to spend a couple of days on your laptop.
That's an interesting trend that I think will continue to persist as long as employers give the flexibility to their employees to work remotely.
The cost to travel is still much higher than it was a few years ago. While the overall inflation rate has gone down, average domestic airfare has not.
According to the Department of Transportation, during the holidays in 2019, the average domestic ticket flying out of Chicago was $346, out of Atlanta, $368, Los Angeles, $372, and New York City's JFK, $428. Now, the department's latest data shows average prices have gone up between $30 to $50 in each city except New York. If you're driving to your destination, the national average gas price Wednesday was $3.28, according to AAA. Down 35 cents from last year, but up 69 cents from November 2019. Fingers crossed there won't be a repeat of last year when severe winter weather the week of Christmas caused airlines to cancel thousands of flights. Southwest in particular struggled to get back up and running.
Delayed, and then they were like, your flight's at 1:30 on Christmas Day. And we're like, okay, we'll stay. Then at 10 o'clock, they're like, sorry, canceled.
The airline was chastised by the Biden administration and members of Congress. Since then, Southwest says it's made operational improvements to avoid future disruptions. Airline executives, flyers, drivers, all hoping for a holiday season that's easier on their patients and their wallets. In Washington, I'm Atrel Nishar reporting.
Well, we know juggling family gatherings and making sure your holiday meal is just right can cause some people a lot of stress this time of year. That's why one counselor is sharing some ways that you can take care of yourself during the holiday season. According to Dr. Stephanie Lett, her biggest tip is to set boundaries and say no to certain things that bring you stress. She says the only way you know when to say no is by understanding what you need mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Also, in seeking support, you want to make sure you're delegating responsibilities. A lot of times we'll take on too many projects and too many things during the holiday season. And so really leaning in on that support that you have and being able to delegate responsibilities, having those boundaries to know when to say no.
Lett says following these tips will help prevent burnout and simplify your responsibilities this holiday season. The Treasury Department issued a warning last night that scammers do not take vacations during the holiday season. The department says the rise of artificial intelligence is helping scammers with malicious phishing attacks. They recommend not rushing to purchase or pay for something online, buying from only reputable stores, and monitoring your financial statements and credit cards for suspicious activity. All right, it's 11:19. Let's get over to meteorologist Wyatt Everhart for your wild and wonderful weather.
Hey everyone, all right, let's get a look at that forecast in detail. And throughout this day, we're talking about a pretty nice bounce from the 40s into the low 50s this afternoon. Good Black Friday shopping weather out there, especially as you go from store to store. But later tonight, you're going to feel the change. We've got colder air on the march. And so even though we'll stay dry today, with maybe a few additional clouds this afternoon as that cold front knocks on the door, by tonight the skies clear off, but the cold air moves in. And as that happens, you're going to notice the change. In fact, starting off the day on our Saturday in the 20s around here. So a widespread frost starting Saturday morning as we get that cold shot in here for the weekend. On the flip side, it is a mostly dry pattern for the week ahead. Show you that in 1 second. Again, today we noticed the 50s giving way tonight to 20s as we get that cold air blasting in. Parts of PA down in the teens as we start out Saturday. Through the day on Saturday, only into the 30s much of the day and briefly into the 40s. So good day to stay indoors, maybe watch some football right here on Fox 45. We've got games all day Saturday. That colder and chillier air, again, kind of really pushing in as we go into Saturday, and it's going to linger for the second half of the weekend. I think Sunday, from the low 40s to the upper 40s, some improvement there. And we only really bounce back into the 50s on Monday. So you see that cold air gets reinforced early next week. Here's a look at the extended forecast in detail. Again, a cold Saturday around here. Sunday, we'll find upper 40s. Now, the chance for rain really is late Sunday evening and early Monday morning, so this is an overnight chance for showers primarily Saturday, Sunday into Monday. And then into the middle part of next week, another cold shot keeps us in the 40s through Wednesday. Remember, you can always get the latest forecast 24 hours a day, foxbaltimore.com. We'll see you here next time.
All right, Wyatt, thank you. What tight end Mark Andrews brings to the Ravens is irreplaceable. Off the field, he's one of the leaders, and on the field, he's one of the best at his position and a security blanket for Lamar Jackson. While Andrews is likely done for the year, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh did say there is an outside chance he returns this season. Harbaugh is also providing an update on his Pro Bowl tight end post-operation.
It was all positive. I had a chance to review the MRI and the pictures on it, and I gave it my thumbs up. After it was explained to me what the heck was going on. But no, our reports, Dr. Anderson told our doctors and our trainers that everything went really well, and we'll just see where it goes from here.
You can catch the Ravens as they try to extend their record to 9-3. They'll head west to battle the Los Angeles Chargers in primetime matchup on Sunday Night Football. Kickoff is at 8:20 p.m. Well, it is Black Friday and the shopping is underway. Coming up, the major retailers you should shop at to get the best deals. But if you're heading out to get your Christmas tree, get ready to pay more. How much prices have gone up in just 1 year. Don't miss this. You only have a limited amount of time to gobble up those turkey leftovers. Registered dietitian Alexis Supan with the Cleveland Clinic recommends slicing up your turkey leftovers and storing them in a sealed container to keep bacteria out. Supan says if you don't plan to freeze it, you should throw out the scraps after 3 to 4 days. If you do plan to freeze your leftover turkey, Supan says the quality and flavor will last up to 4 months. Thanksgiving is over and Black Friday is here. If you're looking for cut rate deals, Wallet Hub says hit the major retailers for your Black Friday shopping. The company says JCPenney, Macy's, Kohl's, and Target are offering the deepest slashes. JCPenney's average discount is about 60%, with significant savings on jewelry, apparel, and appliances. Wallet Hub adds Macy's has the best discounts on toys and consumer packaged goods. If you're shopping for your Christmas tree, though, the price this year just may turn you into a Grinch. According to the American Christmas Tree Association, the average price of a Christmas tree this year ranges between $80 to $100. That is up 10% from last year. They also found, though, 94% of consumers say they do plan to put up at least one Christmas tree, while 77% say they would display a fake one in their home. Now it's time for your lunch break. Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, but so are two other important national holidays today. So today is also National Native American Heritage Day and National Maize Day. Both highlight the many contributions of Native Americans to the United States, as well as showing appreciation for the role corn holds in the culture. That's all the time we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend.
liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.